This client would like GLS63 down in Florida, and he's interested in the money factor.
Not good. As in, it's not good.
As in, the money factor's not good.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Which one is he interested in?
The only one we have.
We have two.
We don't.
Which one?
The Sears Silver with the Mylock wheels.
Okay.
We don't have another one.
We have an Alpine Gray one.
I thought that got dealer traded.
It's available.
But it was dealer traded and now it's not? Is that what you're saying?
You got you. We do in fact have two, buddy.
Didn't they get dealer traded though? The Alpine Gray one?
No, I don't. I think that there was a misunderstanding on that one. The comment said dealer trade. I think we traded it in at one point, but it wasn't traded out. Anyway, it's fixed.
No, you have traded out, remember? Because they emailed back. You sent the offer to them, they didn't respond to you, and then
they got a different car from us. They got the one with red interior.
Oh, damn. Well, that's from forever ago.
I know.
Well,
I have no idea why this one said dealer traded in it, but it wasn't.
I wouldn't pull it if I just read a comment in Netstar and you waited till it was from you.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. But this one is not traded anymore, if it was.
Correct. So
I digress. What do you need?
There's the client.
Okay.
So we got to figure out the money factor. And we got to put shipping in there.
0037.
Okay, hold on. Gee, nice. Can you give me like a lease grid?
Huh?
Can you give me like a lease grid?
Yeah.
And then shipping. Shipping's the big thing. There's no trade because he's giving the trade to a family member who is now eligible to drive.
Okay. How much down?
He was talking like $5,000. Like he wasn't concerned about really anything except 12,000 miles and the money factor. It's a 0037.
Enclosed shipping or open?
We'll
do enclosed. We can always. It's an AMG.
Is that my money factor? 8%, roughly.
Well, if you're doing that calculation, yeah.
What calculation are you doing?
What I'm saying is that calculation is meaningless. I mean, it's fun for the purposes of comparing it to an interest rate, but money factors are not interest rates.
So how would I calculate it?
That's how you do it. But what I'm saying is that money factors are totally arbitrary. They have nothing to do with interest rates at all. I mean, standard money factors go higher when interest rates are higher, but manufacturers determine what the money factor is going to be based on supply and demand and a bunch of other things. It doesn't really.
This is, I get that the money factor is just randomly generated, but what I'm saying is this is how I calculate it out to put it into English for me.
Right, but what I'm saying is that when you do that, you're communicating to people that it is an interest rate, which it isn't.
But it's not an interest rate.
Right.
So how am I supposed to understand it then?
It's like a theory. Like you just have to understand what the reason for what goes into it. Yes, if you compare it to an interest rate, it's high.
Well, what else would you compare it to?
There's nothing really. It's just the cost of borrowing the car from Mercedes-Benz for 3 years or however long you're going to do it.
But how am I supposed to determine if it's high or not, basically, is my question.
Yeah, you can do it that way, for sure. You can say it's a high money factor or a low money factor, but the problem is that when you say that, people are going to say, oh, that's outrageous. Yeah, obviously. Because it can be. So.
Because it's not based off anything.
Let me put it to you this way. Do you want to make a decision on what you drive just based on the money factor? If you're that kind of person, then how about a GLB or something that you very clearly don't want to drive? Right? Cars that need help selling have low money factors. That doesn't mean that they're a good deal necessarily. It just means that's what's necessary to sell that car. G-Wagons, for example, are not going to have an incentivized money factor because why would they? That would be silly. That doesn't mean it's not a good deal. It just means that's the cost to borrow the money to lease that car. GLS63s, same way. These AMGs that generally are low supply, high demand, they don't have incentivized money factors because they don't need to have incentivized money factors, but you still get the guaranteed exit strategy of a lease, which is what's appealing to them, as opposed to buying the car and whatever happens, now that's on you. So whenever anybody's like, what's the money factor? It's like, you're not going to like it. So if you're asking, you're looking at this the wrong way. Somebody that is going to ask you that question on an AMG, they're going to be shopping it against BMW and Audi, and they're going to make their choice based on the monthly payment and not really the car itself. Does that make sense?
Well, yes, but I told him, I said I didn't know the money factor, but the monthly payment was like $3,100. He goes, well, I don't care about the monthly payment.
Yeah, you do. Yes, he does. 100% he does. Why would you ask what the money factor is if you didn't care?
Because he said money wasn't an option. He just wanted to know.
It's all that when people, dude.
Well,
we've been over this.
But I'm just telling you what he said.
I know what he said,
I'm
but
not saying that I.
it doesn't matter what he said. What you have to hear what he's saying to you, not the words that he's saying. Anybody that asks what's the money factor cares about the money.
Right.
Most people don't even know what that term is.
Yeah, it's just like a weird question.
Half the people that work here might not be able to tell me what a money factor is.
Well, the other thing too is, it's like you're looking at, like you said, like the wrong car to be asking these questions. Like,
well,
you're looking at a $200,000 AMG, and you're like, what's the money factor?
There are a certain percentage of luxury car drivers that want something nice, like a GLS63, but are going to make their decision based purely on the paint. So he'll tell you, oh, the money doesn't matter. Well, then you wouldn't ask what the money factor is. You can't say, money's no object, but what does it cost? Right?
So we lose then, right? Because we're always going to have the...
Sure. If I had to guess, I guarantee you that BMW has some outrageous money factor on the X7M or whatever comparable car he's looking at, and he will buy that for that reason, which is fine, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with buying another car because it's less expensive per month.
Well, the other thing too is he's down in Florida.
Sure.
And the only reason he inquired with us is because we had the 63 that he wanted.
Sure.
He said every other 63 out there didn't have they all had the Ashwood trim.
Okay.
He doesn't like this. This has the lacquered.
Yeah, this has got the flowing lines, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is a very bespoke GLS63. I guarantee you there's not one anything like it in the country. Between the color, which is already rare, the monoblocks, right, the trim, right? There's a lot of
monoblocks are the cool part.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where
it's like he's like saying like two things at once. He's like, this is the exact car that I want. It's very specific, and I don't care how much it costs, but I don't care what car I buy, and I just want the best money factor.
Right. to be clear, I don't have a problem with people asking these questions. It's just you will become much better in this business when you start to recognize patterns, and no one will ever ask you what the money factor is unless they only care about the math.
Right.
That is not, I mean, how often do you get asked that question?
6 times a day. 5 or 6.
Seriously, like how many times a year?
Never.
5 times a year, maybe?
Yeah. I mean...
And what do those buyers all have in common? Super analytical. They only care about the math. They would literally drive a pink CLA if they could get it for $100 a month. Right? They would.
Yeah.
Right? Because it would have the star on the hood, and they would get a Mercedes, and it would be incredibly cheap. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that don't spend a lot of time.
You put shipping in here?
Should be. Yeah, so I have fun with people like this. When they're asked, what's the money factor? I'm like, you're definitely not going to like it. So is that your main driver?
Oh! He's got a current Mercedes owner. He should qualify for Reignite. I totally forgot about it. We talked about the money factor the entire time.
What do you mean? He's in that now?
He bought this car out in 2022, I think.
Did you put it in the loyalty?
No, you have to put it in the loyalty thing.
I don't have to. I can. You can do it.
You didn't teach me how to do that, so you have to.
Oh, most definitely.
Do you want me to read you the VIN? No. Do not gaslight me again, Doug. It's your favorite thing.
I don't think you understand what that word means.
I don't think you understand what that word means, because you do it all the time, and then you pretend that I don't know what it means. You're gaslighting me by telling me I don't know what gaslighting means.
All right. What are the last 7 of the VIN?
So does
he
qualify? Oh, would you look at that?
You do still have to look it up to be sure, because not every car qualifies.
You think I can make it? I made it. It went right in.
Here you go. All right.
How much is loyalty? Or it's not loyalty, it's Reignite.
Reignite. It's right there on the sheet. $3,000. All right, so have fun and let me know which BMW he's buying.